This is so cool. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, it's been so long. Hi.
I know.
Oh, so good to see
Oh
you
my
guys
gosh.
again. Oh my goodness.
How are you guys?
We're so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's sunny and warm over here, so I'm having a good time.
So
Lucky.
where in
It's
the
like-
world are you right now?
In Morocco, I'm back home.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like 2 degrees here. It was like, it's so freezing outside. Oh my gosh. Like, you're so happy. You're so lucky to be in this nice place.
No, I am. I'm
Oh my
honestly so
goodness.
glad I was able to escape the winter.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, so last time we heard from you after school at Park Center, in Minnesota, and then you went to Italy for college. So what have you been doing since then?
So I didn't go to Italy for college. I went to a college, but it wasn't a university.
Okay.
It was like a boarding school type situation. So I basically so my year at Park Center was basically like a gap year. So academically it didn't count for anything, which is
Yeah.
a bit of a bummer, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
So I went to Italy to a boarding school, to an international boarding school, where I did basically redid the last 2 years of high school and did the IB like full time. And then after that, I went back to the Twin Cities, and now I'm a sophomore at McAllister College.
Wow.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's
What have you guys
Crazy.
been up to since Park
Go
Center?
first.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, working obviously, but I mean, I feel like we've just been doing a lot more stuff together creatively, like online. And
Yeah,
then,
I see that. It's so cool.
Thank you. I mean, it's still like weird because like with COVID and everything, like you don't know like how far you can go with like getting back together with friends and stuff. So a lot of it is like online, and like I'm a social butterfly, so to not have any people in my life, it's like really weird. And so like that's like I guess one of the ways I can connect with people and still have fun. So I mean, I've just been doing a lot of that, and then staying healthy, working out, doing all my favorite hobbies and stuff. But yeah, so that's it for me.
Yeah, and honestly, like
So you remember that app Duolingo that teaches language?
languages,
Uh-huh.
So they finally added Arabic on there, so I can.
and I can practice Arabic.
Oh my God, that's really cool. Actually, I'm currently working so back in Minnesota, I lived in the Arabic house on campus, and I was like the house
Yeah.
manager, which is not an RA, even though it sounds like it. I literally just have to sit there and speak Arabic to the students. And so I was really excited for that because I was like, okay, people are gonna start coming
Yeah.
over, and we're gonna have events, and I'm gonna cook Arabic food, and it's gonna be great. But COVID, so that didn't happen. But I like hold like an Arabic table every week for like an hour online, where I talk to students in Arabic, and it's really cool.
That is awesome.
But yeah, do your thing. Learn Arabic. It's a great language.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I was so excited when we were at Culver's that one time when you were teaching me the one phrase.
I literally don't even remember what I taught you.
I think you were.
You said like you were gonna ask me a question, and you said my response was like, "We're going to school in 10 minutes" or something
yeah.
like that.
I remember
I
that.
don't remember.
I know.
I
I was
remember
like.
what time though. I definitely remember the Culvers and like when
Yeah.
we walked.
I remember
know.
the paper she showed me a little bit ago, and she like brought it out, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It looks so beautiful.
It's been so long. I can't believe it's been like 4 years now?
Yeah, it's been really long.
Wait, give me a second. My dad is calling.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Lunch is ready, but
Okay, we won't be too long.
Okay, so let's get started.
Yeah, we can get started with the questions. The first question I was gonna ask you about was like, what made you want to like travel? Was it like the education, or was it just I don't know, like just seeing other countries and stuff, or was it the experience like for you? And then yeah, I guess starting there, that was the first question I had.
it's a very complex question for me specifically, because I've been doing a lot of like thinking about this recently of why I left the country in the first place. And I don't know how much time you got, but I think the main thing for me was curiosity more than anything. I was just, I'm from a very small town, and when I started leaving my town, I realized that even Morocco is so vastly different than whatever I had experienced in my life.
Mhm.
And obviously you start wondering about, okay, what are other countries like? And I think deeper than that was also like remnants of colonialism and remnants of all of these things that were still in Morocco culturally, where there was definitely like Eurocentrism in different areas of society, where we looked up to the Europeans and we thought that they were, you know, the best at everything. And that's obviously because of colonialism and because it wasn't that long ago. And so I wasn't immune to that. And, you know, I didn't dream of traveling to, I don't know, China or Korea or Vietnam or like Colombia or Venezuela. I wanted to go to Europe or North America. That was the thing. So it was partly curiosity, and it was also this fascination with the West, because of growing up in a post-colonial country. But when I got the opportunity to leave in 11th grade, I got the opportunity to leave to the US for a year. It was also frustration that really made me take that decision with my own country, because I was, you know, in the last couple of years of high school, which are decisive here, and I had decided I was going through some stuff academically where I was so completely disillusioned with the entire process, and I started losing faith in, you know, just whether there is equal opportunity everywhere. And within that whole fascination with the West, I was under the impression that it would be different in the US, it would be different somewhere else. And then I got the opportunity to leave on like a full scholarship to go live in the US for a year. And I said, yeah, I mean, I'll go, because why not? So yeah, it's not just education. It's not just looking for better opportunities. There's also a lot going on there, just in terms of like intellectually. It was a decision that was coming.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like it's cool hearing that from you, because I feel like everyone in a way has like their own thoughts and opinions about their own country and their own experience too. And so like they always think another place is better, and depending, like sometimes there are, you know, pros and cons, but like it's funny to hear that from you, because like I don't know, I mean for me at least, I hear so many people say like from outside of the country, oh, America's the place to go, you know? And I'm like, really? Like I feel like we would rather go other places. Like when you talked about how like even like when you guys are young and you're schooling, they focus on your strengths, you know, instead of like the stuff that you're maybe not good at, you know?
I don't know. I just
Well,
think like,
I mean, that's true in a way, but that's true for me because I was good at the stuff that people wanted me to be good at. Like had I been only good at, you know, the arts and the humanities and couldn't figure my way around math and physics, I would not have had the same opinion. I think again, like at the time, I really thought, oh yeah, the school system really allowed me the opportunity to flourish in the things that I'm good at. But that was only because I was great at math. That wasn't, I don't think that's the case for everybody. So
yeah,
you know, you grow up and you learn.
So I guess leading to my next question then, because that totally works out. What was it like growing up in Morocco, and what was different when you were living here in America for, I guess, was it a year? Yeah. Yeah,
I lived there a year, and then Italy 2 years. Well, I think I don't know how to answer that question, because it was a transitional time in my life. So I was going through a lot of changes personally as I was leaving for the US. And so it's very difficult to sort of sum up 16 years of life in Morocco versus 10 months in the US. But I think the main like tangible difference would be the fact that at school in the US, I felt like I had a lot more freedom to do what I wanted, just like the opportunity to choose your own classes completely separately from your classmates. We didn't have that. You had like a set schedule. The only freedom that you had is like which group of students you were assigned to, because in a grade you would have like 2 or 3 classes, basically, not classes, like groups.
Okay.
And they would do every single class together. They would have the same schedule. And so that was the only difference. But we all did the same classes. We all knew what we had to do. It wasn't like there wasn't a lot of choice. Also, extracurricular activities, the fact that school ended at 3 p.m. So you had the entire day at your disposal. I mean, I went to school from 8 to 12 and then 2 hour lunch break where you literally came home and had lunch with your family and then went back to school. And then from 2 to 6, school again. And so at 6 p.m., the day is over, like you don't, and we also had school 6 days a week. So just the amount of free time, the fact that you had clubs that you could do, or like sports teams that people were super into and got to spend most of their days in, that was new. Yeah, I don't know, it's a lot of things, it's a lot of different like inconsequential differences on their own, but once you put them together, it's a completely different landscape to live in. But yeah, I don't know how to like concisely answer that question, just because I lived here for 16 years.
Yeah.
And obviously every year is different, every age is different. So
Yeah.
Well, I guess knowing a little bit about American culture, do you know anything that was different, like when you were growing up in Morocco? Like just out of like something that, I guess you can just talk about your experience growing up there, because I didn't grow up in Morocco and I know that every culture is different.
I think if we're talking about culture, then I think the main thing is how individualistic the US is. Like everyone is worrying about themselves and what they're gonna do, and like it feels like there's this race towards the dollar, right? Where everyone's trying to make money in different ways, and it's sort of like I noticed this at my college as well, as like you're proud to be stressed out and tired and completely exhausted all the time, completely booked out, or like to plan your day on Google Calendar from A to Z. Like that was more of a in the US, and I noticed that I was getting like pulled into it as well, that there's this culture of just hard work, but it's very toxic, where life doesn't include entertainment and community and like love and friendship in as much of, I don't know, it felt like it was a very like work situation. And then even when it came to like people trying to take a break, that would usually be in terms of taking a vacation somewhere, spending money to have fun. But yeah, so like that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist to the same extent in Morocco. I think it's becoming more that way, especially in bigger cities. But here you like know all of your neighbors, and everybody is in everybody's business. And like if there's a kid running around, he's like the neighborhood's kid, right? It's not, I don't know. There's a lot more like sisterhood and brotherhood just around. That you feel it a lot. And then it's not always about money, it's not always about work. People value an afternoon nap, and people value time with family, people value all of these things that in the US that's not really the case.
One question I wanted to ask you, it's more of like it's not really a question, but I was hoping you could, because one thing I really wanted to do with this video was kind of accent, like I wanted to accent a few people in our lives that have like made an impact, and then also like ask you to share a little bit about what it was like to live in Morocco, and maybe share a couple memories so that we could, like anyone watching or even us can get like just like a fresh perspective, and also like, I don't know, just like share some cool memories from your family or your life back in Morocco. But yeah,
don't feel free to, I mean, you don't feel a need to rush it at all. Like I really want to know.
That's difficult. I mean, like again, this is my home, this is my place. So a couple of memories, I guess. Some of the things that really kept me going when I was abroad and when I would like miss Morocco is like I would remember visiting my great grandparents in the mountains. So they live in the mountains in like this little tiny village, and whenever we would visit them, like my great grandparents would just go out of their way to be super welcoming and warm. And like, if there's any chickens, they would get us eggs, like fresh eggs in the morning.
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
Yeah, like slaughter a sheep or something as like a welcome gift. I don't know. It's like those little things, and like spending time with them, drinking minty, like when there's not even, and there's like no care in the world because the world can't get to you. I think that was one of the things that I missed the most, is like just the complete isolation of going to that village, and where you don't get signal on your phone, you don't, like, nothing else exists. It's just what is in front of you. Like I miss that a lot, and that's one of the things that I cherish the most about visiting my family back in the village. But also there's like the little things of going to the beach, you know, as like an activity that we did every single summer. And it wasn't like an event. It wasn't like a trip. It was never like a thing that was, I don't know how to explain it. It was just, you know, we went to the beach. Like it was summer, everyone went to the beach, and it was so crowded, and it would be very hot, and, you know, whether it's the Atlantic or the Mediterranean, you just see the weirdest things at the beach, like the most bizarre things. And I loved that. It was like no one cared about anything. Everyone was just there with their family, like cutting up watermelon and jumping up and down in the waves, like in whatever clothes they had on. Like not everyone wore swimsuits just cause. And so, like, I don't know, like my own mom, if she wasn't planning on swimming and she just had on like a long flowy skirt and like a shirt or something, she would just get in the water wearing that, just because like no one cared. I don't know, it's just nice. But that also might just be the way I remember things as a kid. I don't know if that's like an accurate description of what things are really. So.
One time we were at this lake, and we did this Walk for Life event or something when we were little, and we had our clothes on. We had like jeans and like the shirt that everybody got, and my mom was like, "You guys want to go in the water?" And we're like, "We can go in with our clothes on?" Like we were like, "Really, Mom? Like we can go in without a swimsuit?" She's like, "Yeah, seriously." And we asked her like 4 times, and then we actually got in. But it was just, yeah, it's funny that you say that, because I know what you mean, like just like doing things like it doesn't matter, like it's nobody's business, you're all just doing what you do, and it's just a part of like the trip or whatever.
I don't think those things are necessarily like unique to Morocco either. I don't think those things like don't exist in the US at all. I think it's just based on my personal experience, the way I've experienced life and sort of the flow of society and culture in different places is, I mean, that's also something that I think would be different for everybody, because I could have lived a completely different life here and then had the complete opposite of view on Morocco. And so, yeah, I don't think that what I'm saying right now is like it's more just like the flavor in my mouth whenever I think of certain places. I don't think that it's necessarily like an accurate like report of what it's like.
Yeah, I like that.
And I really understand. I feel like I really enjoy that. I remember I had memories of like going to the beach, you know, and things like that. You know, when I was a kid, I mean, it wasn't like too often, but you know, like those are always like some of the most like cherished moments when you feel like you can just, you know, breathe and hang out with your family and relax, you know, and have fun and like be like a kid again, you know. I don't know. It's just like sometimes I go through these waves, especially like you were saying how there's a lot of like work here, you know. I always feel like I've gone through these waves of like, oh man, I want to do something great with my life, and then realizing like, what am I doing it all for, you know? And then I just like hang out with my family, and I realize like, you know, like I don't know, I feel like I'm like there's a lot of purpose in just doing that, you know.
Well, yeah, I think that's a thing that I've experienced in the US more than anywhere else, is also the needing to achieve fulfillment through your job and through whatever you do for money, which can be very fulfilling. Like obviously that can be very sad. That's why I'm going to college, because I wanted to study something that's going to be fulfilling. But also, like, that's not the end all. Like a job is just a job. Damn, like it's a job. You know, it's what you do for money, and then it's the rest of life that should be fulfilling, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I also not like super set on one position around that.
Yeah, honestly, that's another reason why it's really awesome to like hear from you and talk with you, because I mean, we're kind of in the same boat. We're not like trying to pick one side, and also like in interviewing people, I don't want like you to feel like you have to pick one side, because we're not trying to do that. Plus, that's like, we're human, so how are we supposed to put ourselves in a box, you know?
Yeah, but it's all of these are very like difficult questions to have to face anyway. But
I mean, I think some of the best questions though are the ones that don't necessarily have like a direct answer. They have like so much more to it. You know, it's not always one or the other, but it's both or neither.
yeah,
I think that's where people get caught up in, I don't know, just one or the side or the other, and they can't really come to terms on anything. But I don't know. I remember you coming over here like when we were watching movies and we were watching Cinderella, and you knew what she had said in French.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, I want to be able to do that. And it was so funny to hear that, like, and even now, like, me just, like, learning new languages and, like, wanting to know, like, how to speak different languages and be able to talk to so many more people and understand things. I think a piece of that came from you, because you knew, like, when you came here, you knew English, Arabic, French, and then you were learning Italian, right?
Well, no, I didn't learn Italian until I went to Italy, but
Okay, well, there you go. Well, you were going to. But I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. And I think, yeah, I definitely remember just like thinking of you and being like, man, I kind of want to be like her. Like, in the little ways that you were so, like, because you're such an inspirational person. Whenever you go somewhere, like, you know who you are, but you also, like, love to learn and love to listen to people, and just, like, you're so good. You know, you have such a good heart, too, so. Okay, and so before
we close and we both go eat lunch, I guess I was gonna ask if you have anything that you want to share, anything at all, and two, if you have any questions for us.
You don't have to, but
I have one question, which might not be, you know, in the scope of what this is, but what are you guys doing? Like, what is this for exactly? Because it wasn't super clear from like your DMs.
For this video, I think from reason I wanted to do it, I just kind of wanted to, I mean, like, I really wanted to connect with the world, and we've like grew such a passion for, like, we've wanted to travel so much recently. We just got, I don't know why, but we've just really wanted to do that, and this almost gives us like some kind of leeway into that, you know, just like, you know, connecting with people who have been traveling, or like, you know, you were born in Morocco, so it's just, you know, like, we've been really we've been wanting to learn other languages too, and just like travel the world. And like you said, the curiosity, I've really wanted to like explore the world, and right now with everyone so like, you know, at home and in their houses, it's like hard to do that, but this is like, it's another way for me to connect with the world, because I've wanted to do that, and it's, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, but also recording it, and like, it's gonna be able to, we're gonna be able to share it with our friends who all live in America, and most haven't been outside the country. We've only been once, but it's like really cool to, it like almost gives them a way to, you know, another glimpse into Morocco, which is almost like your own little world. If you haven't been there, you know, it's like a new world, you know, experiencing it and meeting new people. Plus I love meeting new people, so it's just, I mean, that's always when I'm always trying to connect with people. But anyway, do you want to say anything?
I think, like, I guess for me thinking, like, I remember going to Guatemala, and it was such a crazy experience, but it was like, it kind of felt like we were still in America in the way where, like, we hadn't been anywhere else, so we didn't know that there was, like, we were still on the same planet, you know, like, we're still here. But I think just, like, the idea of, yeah, like she said, like, we're so secluded right now, and so, like, I guess this is the way that we can, like, the only place I can think of where people are really, right now at least, is like on their phones, you know, on YouTube, on Instagram, or whatever. So like for me, that's like the place where we can, you know, make something or like share something that we're experiencing, like just talking to you or your story, and just kind of like share it, and then people can watch it, you know. And I think that's like our way of connecting, I guess, right now, you know, with people, and not like, you know, because we kind of have to. Like, it's the only place that we can really do that. And I think especially like outside of work, you know, finding that fulfillment in something, like, like a simple conversation has been so much for like me in other people's videos, depending on like who it is, but what they're talking about and talking about things that matter, you know. So like yeah, I don't know, I just kind of like, I wanted to do something that matters, you know, and I think this does, because it like also, I think just listening to people with so many opposing views, at least here in America and like in life in general, like it's you know, it's just nice to like be able to talk to someone who, I don't know, just like who are in two completely different spaces of life. We haven't seen each other in forever, and just to like hear each other out, connect, and then like, I don't know, share it with people. So
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, it's, yeah, we each have to find a way to connect right now because everything's been so isolating. But it's not, I'm glad you guys reached out. I haven't, I mean, we've been trying to like link up for 2 years now, but it just hasn't worked out.
I know.
But hopefully once things calm down and we can get vaccinated, that might happen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and hopefully like maybe one day we can come visit you.
oh my gosh, I would love
Yeah. Yeah, I think really, like, not to endorse tourism as an industry or anything, but I think going places really is the way to like learn about them. If you haven't, because you know, even though you guys think that I'm like your window to Morocco, I don't think so, because I'm only one person who's lived a very particular life. I've also only lived in Morocco for 16 years of my life, which is, you know, enough to know the lay of the land, but still, you know, I don't know what it's like to be a working person in Morocco. I don't know what it's like to go to university here, and all of those experiences are very important, and insight to them is something that I can't provide. And so, yeah, I think if you're curious about anywhere, you should just go there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. I definitely am. Morocco's been on my list since we met you for sure.
You should come here. Yeah. No, you should definitely come visit. It's a great place to visit.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was so good to talk to you. We have a couple things to do today that were last minute plans, but we're gonna go get to them.
Okay, I'm gonna go have lunch with my family.
Yes, yeah. Enjoy lunch and say hi to Lena and Hamza for us.
Oh my God, you still remember? Oh my God.
I remember their faces.
Yep.
But yeah.
I will definitely say hi to them.
Bye. All right, bye.
Awesome.